following is a special presentation from the Mountain Coast Network. Shorter University football is on the World Wide Web through Mixler.com. Live coverage of Shorter Hawks football games on the Mountain Coast Network is presented by Atrium Health Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, and Automax. Now, let's go to the stadium for coverage of today's game.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to a now sun-splashed Barron Stadium in Rome, Georgia. Glad to have you along with us. We are a few hours late today, just as we were about 45 minutes from kickoff of the game this afternoon. The lightning came through. And there was very little rain here at Barron Stadium, but there was lightning within 10 miles, and every time a lightning strike hits, the counter starts over at 30 minutes, and it just took us a while to get things up and running. And so now we are very close to getting started. Alongside David Humphreys, I'm Mike Beavers, in between Grant Beavers, learning to be a producer and engineer this afternoon. Glad to have you along with us on our delayed, but it's now happening football game. Coin toss just took place. Coach Humphreys, I was busy taking care of some business over here. I think Shorter won the toss. Was that correct?
No, I believe Erskine won the toss and deferred.
And so Shorter gets the ball.
Should get the ball, yes, sir.
All right, so now we've got that caught up and taken care of. Let's take a quick look at your Shorter offensive lineup. It will be Joshua Brown, the redshirt freshman from Kingsland, Georgia, and Camden County High School, who will get the start today. He was 3 of 4 for 19 yards in the fourth quarter last week against Sanford after Harold Cook injured his shoulder or upper arm area diving into the end zone at Sanford late in the game. Harold will be out of action for a while, and Joshua Brown steps up to get the quarterback. So David Humphreys, it's kind of an odd situation. Shorter goes, plays a good FCS opponent last week, loses the starting quarterback. You're kind of starting over on the season. You're kind of starting over with your offense today.
Yeah, absolutely, and to think that he got hurt kind of diving for the pylon, from what I understand, and hurt his shoulder, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about all the reps that he has had, and now you're going to, your number two, which, at this level your number two is getting a lot of reps as well, but he's still a number two for a reason. And so I know in talking with the coaches yesterday at practice that they're excited to see Josh come out and get started, but by the same token, to say that it doesn't hurt would be lying, to lose your starter. So it may take us a series or two to kind of get the communication going on with Coach Ruble and the quarterback and everything, and the speed of the game.
And I misspoke already. I'm 1 for 1, 1 minute of broadcast, one misspeaking. Shorter will be kicking off right to left as freshman Tyler Simpson, who had a pretty good game on kickoff and PAT duty last week at Sanford. He will kick off right to left. Simpson, a freshman from Cumming, Georgia, South Forsyth. Toe meets leather. We are underway. Glad to have you along with us as the kickoff sails into the end zone.
Kick.
And it will be about 7 yards deep in the end zone. That's a touchback, and Shorter will start there. Glad to have you along with us this afternoon on MCN, and also those of you joining us on Flow Sports. Our Flow Sports video stream producer is Kylie League. Our camera ladies or camera persons are Emily Fryer and Sydney Jones. And Ava Sanders is back here just taking care of everything as usual. Thank you to Athletic Director Richard Hendricks and the rest of the Shorter staff. Kylie League, double duty, also the Sports Information Director. So here we go as referee David White says, let's get ready to play. We'll go over the Shorter defensive lineup after this play. Erskine comes out. Craig Pender is the quarterback. It's a pistol formation. He has Rashad Lucky behind him. Now motion into the backfield, and they'll run the option with the dive right through the middle on on the 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. That gets ahead to the 30. Lucky goes to the 31-yard line. He'll pick up 6 yards there.
Yeah, it looked like they just an inside dive, and I'm not mistaken, but I think our 2 defensive tackles were kind of stepping out, so it was a good call for them.
Guyton, Richardson, Henry, and Bethea up front for Shorter. We'll give you the rest of the players as the drive goes along. Second down now, 4 to go from the 31-yard line. And off into the backfield. That's Lucky again. He starts left, picks his way across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. That's enough for a first down, first one of the game. And the Erskine College Flying Fleet keeping it on the ground this week.
Yeah, we actually stunted right into it, and they just found a little gap right there and ran it and got the first down.
Jathan Willis and Mark Harris are the linebackers for Shorter. We'll get the defensive backs after this play. First down and 10, Erskine driving left to right, and they will hand off again to the left side and lunging ahead for a yard, maybe 2, out to the 37. We'll call it 1 yard out to the 37-yard line. That's it for the gain there. And that was Samaj Johnson, the junior out of Greenville, the Union College transfer. He'll pick up 1 there. So second down and 9 to go. The defensive backs, Trey Thomas, Artelius Edmonds, Milton Adams, Jonathan Lowe, and Noah Warren for the Shorter Hawks. Second down and 9. Motion across the formation from right to left. That's Austin Dameron, the tight end. Shotgun snap back, loading up, firing, tipped, and then incomplete across the way. Looked like a couple of Shorter Hawks. I don't know if they got their hands on the ball or not, but they had their hands up towards the ball as that time Pender, who only threw for 160 yards last week, threw into coverage.
Yeah, Bruce Guyton got up underneath that and nearly found himself an interception and was very close. So nice job by the Shorter defense.
Pender had a touchdown and an interception last week in the 24-17 loss at Allen. Third down now, 9 to go, just underway here in Barron Stadium. The Flying Fleet with gold helmets, white jerseys with garnet numerals, and gold pants, mostly white socks and cleats. Pender with time, throws near side, has a man, complete at the 49-yard line, just came back to make the catch, taken down there by Shorter's Jonathan Lowe, the senior out of Stone Mountain, a Tusculum transfer, but that was a nice route. Took a while to develop, too.
Yeah, we just, they just really sent out only 2 receivers on the route, had maximum protection. We're in a 4-2-5 defense right now at the 4-man front, and they gave him plenty of time to throw the ball, made the connection.
Nakobe Spurrier in along the defensive line for Shorter now. First and 10 from the 49-yard line on the minus side of the field. Pender hands off to his back, going forward, met at the line of scrimmage. Shorter stuffed that one up pretty well. A gain of 1, and might have gotten across the 50-yard line, it looks like, from our spot here at about the 45-yard line on the Shorter side of the field. Well, actually, I'm at the 45. You're closer to the 50 on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and right through, that was that inside read option again, and I tell you, we need to be careful because I'm not sure we hit anybody on the quarterback. We did a nice job hitting the dive, but be expecting the quarterback to pull it.
Second down and 8. They will give him credit for a couple of yards there. Out of the pistol formation with a back behind him as the handoff goes to the running back, who will break a tackle and trucks into a Shorter defender at the 39-yard line. Big run. That's going to go for about 11 yards there. And I believe that was Jalen Samuels who got the carry. He had 11 for 62 last week to lead the Flying Fleet, and he'll pick up the first down here.
Yeah, Coach Morris is not going to be real happy right there. Willis hit him right at the line of scrimmage and just didn't wrap up and let him get by us, and got the first down.
KB Bonds in the game along the defensive line also for Shorter. He's from Lexington, Georgia, Oglethorpe County High School. 3 receivers to the right now on this first down and 10. No score, opening drive of the game. Hand off to the left. Johnson will stretch it out to the left side. Shorter will go with him, though, and no progress on that. Hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a foot or so, as I believe it was going to be Spurrier who was in on that tackle. But there was about 5 guys in blue.
Yeah, that was just the wide zone play, and I tell you, we did a great job at the point of attack of really pressing the line of scrimmage back, and there was no place for him to run.
So second down, and we'll call it 11 to go here, right atop the 40-yard line on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right, and now Dameron, the tight end, will shift to the right. Now he goes back to the left side. Low snap, picked up, handoff left side. Lucky's got nowhere to go. Stacked up by the Shorter defensive line, and they figured it out up front on that inside handoff that's been running. Looks like a loss of 1.
Yeah, that was actually actually the power play right there. And I tell you what, we came up underneath and made a great job. Linebacker came up underneath. And I'm trying to find, that was Marshall that did a great job of undercutting the guard and made a great hit in the backfield.
So third down now, and 12 to go, we'll call it. The line to gain is the shorter 29-yard line. 1 for 1 on third down so far today. Off the left hash, snap comes in, chest high, looking left, throwing, has his man on the boundary. It's going to be short of the mark, I believe, at the 30-yard line. They'll spot it actually back to the 31. That leaves Erskine with a fourth down and 2 to go as they flip the down marker over. And now it looks like they're sending in some beef up front.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to tighten up a little bit at the corners. That's 2 big ones that we've given up on the outside.
So now, extra linemen into the game, 2 tight ends, 2 H-backs to the left, and a direct snap to quarterback. Breaking through, that's Lucky. There is a flag on the play. Lucky will cruise in from 31 yards out. The Blue Sea just split for him going through. There is a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, they gave us an unbalanced into the boundary and then brought motion, but then they ran the counter back to the field and really kind of caught us probably looking in the backfield.
So we'll wait and see what this referee crew, it is a Gulf South Conference crew, if I remember the names correctly from last year. It is a sideline warning that goes against Shorter.
Sideline warning on Shorter. First warning of the game.
So the touchdown will stand.
No penalty yardage associated with this touchdown.
And there you hear David White relay the information. So the touchdown stands. The running game, and then 2 long passes on third down.
That's right, yeah. We got to get off field on third down, and it's not been third and normal. It's been third and extremely long.
9:31 to go in the first quarter. Erskine up 6-0. Spot is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good, and that makes it 7-0. 9:31 to go in the first quarter. Erskine on top. We'll take a short time out. Shorter Hawks football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College,
number 1 now.
That's him.
He'll pick up a couple of yards, but his helmet comes off, so he will have to leave the game, and that will insert Justice Durant. Rest of the offense, well, we'll get that after this play. Shorter's already lining up.
Yeah, Erskine's lining up in a 3-man front, so they're in a 3-3 stack.
Second down, 8 to go. Snap is high, pulled down, screen pass thrown on first down. It is complete on the near side. That's Lewis with the grab. He'll get ahead to the 30, so he'll pick up 1 more yard. And a screen play, nice pass call by Blake Robles to get Brown's feet underneath him. Ball was hung up in the air just a little bit, though. It took a while to get there.
Yeah, and of course you got to tip your hat to the Erskine DB. He came up, made a great tackle, and held us to a minimal gain.
Third down now. We'll call it 7 to go. The line to gain is the 37-yard line. Long 6. Looking right, throwing, has a man complete. That's Mosteller. He's got it. He's down at the 49-yard line. Bo Mosteller with the catch. He sails up into the air, climbs all the way up. He's only 5'10" to begin with, but he elevated to grab that pass, and it's a first down for the Hawks near midfield.
He had to, too, because we threw it a little high.
So first down and 10. Shorter snapping the ball quickly. Handoff into the middle. That's Dollard. He's racing ahead. And from our angle, wasn't sure that his knee ever hit the ground, but they do blow the play dead. But he had tried to spin, kind of sit out of it like a wrestling move to get going. But he'll pick up 5 yards there almost on first down.
Yeah, just inside zone play. That's a great first down.
Positive side of the field now at the 46-yard line. Hawks driving right to left. White helmets, blue jerseys, white pants. Off play action, looking to the left, off second down and 5. With some blocking, now Brown's going to pull it down. He races to the corner, gets outside a man. He's to the 30, steps out of bounds at the 25-yard line as the defense was closing in on him. But a nice job on the outside edge. Ran past 2 men, actually, and picked up a nice block by a lineman circling back.
Yeah, and also Durden down the field came back and got his hands on the corner and kind of gave him an extra 3 yards. So nice job being aware of what was going on.
We'll see Mosteller, McGill, Marshall, Lewis. As the handoff goes to the right side, that's Dollard. He'll pick up a block on the outside edge, close to a hold. He'll get hit. He's going to get about 9 yards on that carry on the outside edge, but he had a nice block on the outside. I believe that was Brandon McGill out there blocking. Looked like he might have got a hold of a jersey, but no flag flies.
Well, it looked like he let go of it very quickly if he did grab a hold, but I tell you right now, the receivers are doing a nice job getting their hands on the DBs down the field.
Second down and 1 to go for the Hawks. As they're driving to the end zone to our left from the 17-yard line. Snap kind of loafs back. Play action rolling out to the right. Brown has nowhere to go. He will keep it himself. He had nowhere to go to throw the ball. He'll step out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And the one receiver over there was basically being blocked himself. But still, Brown picks up the first down at the 10. We'll see if they mark it outside or inside the 10. Looks like it's inside, so it's first and goal to go from the 10.
Yeah, it was nice job by Brown, pulling the ball down and making his decision quick and going and getting the first down and getting out of bounds and not taking the hit.
Durden wide to the left. Looks like McGill inside of him. Handoff underneath, driving right left. It's Dollard back into the game. He's across the 5 down to the 4-yard line before he's taken down by Caleb Gleason, who was the leading tackler last week for Erskine with 6. So the Hawks pushing it right through the middle of the line right there. They're at the 4.
Yeah, they found something in between the guards right now they like.
Second down, goal to go from the 4. Snap is back into the belly of the running back, who runs into the line of scrimmage, and he'll bounce down to the 1-yard line. Dollard hit the turf hard. I don't know if he got tripped up underneath, but he kind of disappeared amongst the linemen, then hit the turf hard.
Yeah, nice job. We're getting some movement right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't come back and do the same thing.
Dollard already with a handful of touchdowns against Erskine in 2 previous games, looking for one more here. Tied in on the left. That's where the run will go as Dollard starts right, bends it back left. I don't think he got there. He did not get to the end zone on that third down and goal call. He will move it across the 1 to just on the nose of the goal line. Dollard's looking at the sideline saying, what do we do? Let's go for it. And the Hawks appear to be going for it. 4th down, goal to go from inside the 1-yard line. You hear the crowd.
Yeah, need to get in behind the big heavies and push it through.
A good crowd on hand today, and Erskine traveled well as well. 4th down, goal to go. Inside the 1, snap is back, handoff to Dollard. He'll hop step. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Shorter.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coach has really found something in the A-gaps right now. We've really done a nice job. You know, first down was key that whole drive. We were getting 4 and 5 yards on every first down, which keeps the playbook wide open for you.
So a 1-yard touchdown run puts Shorter on the board, awaiting the extra point try. As Jackson Moore, or rather Colin Evon, is the placement snapper. The holder is Bo Musteller, and then the kicker will be Tyler Simpson. 2 for 2 last week. As the snap is back, the spot is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So we're tied up, 7-7. 4:36 to go in the first quarter, and we've got a tie ball game. 11 plays, 73 yards, capped off by a 1-yard plunge by Jaden Dollard, and the Hawks have tied it at 7. Back in a moment. Shorter Football is on MCN.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
4:36 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Each team has had 1 possession. Glad to have you along with us as Simpson puts the ball into the air. This one's going to drop 2 yards deep. It'll be chased back by return man. I believe that was Joseph Gilmore back there that time. And no, actually, let me correct myself. That was Destin Ingram, who's from McDonough, Georgia, went to Luella. He had a long return of 10 last week, but this time it'll be a touchback, and the Hawks will go on defense. So they got to make a little bit of adjustment to the running game and play the corners a little tighter. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, I believe so. I think if we can tighten down a little bit on the corners, I think the middle of our defense right now is playing fine, and what a great response it was by the Shorter offense to take it right down the field.
7-7 our score as Erskine comes out. We were delayed by a lightning storm. If you wonder why we're just in the first quarter right now. Pass thrown on first down and 10 going to the left side. It was a one-hopper up to the intended receiver, and I believe that was going to be the tight end Dameron who was out there wide, but the ball bounced up from Pender, so nothing on first down.
Yeah, Mark Harris was back there giving him some pressure, so he had to get rid of the ball a lot sooner than he wanted to.
So 1 receiver to the left, and now 2 receivers to the right as Marquell Brown out of Savannah, the Savannah State transfer, gets repositioned. Dameron is on the right side as an H-back as well. Low snap, but the ball is put into the belly of Lucky, who gets snowed under at the 26-yard line. He picked up 1 yard. He kind of got undercut, kind of submarine, and just fell on top of the tackler.
Yeah, it was a nice job. Very quick read by our linebackers getting in there and getting it stopped before it got started.
So 3rd down and 9 to go. They converted on 2 third downs on that opening drive.
So let's see if we tighten up a little bit here at the corners.
So, and now with 3 receivers to the right, Pender claps his hands, looks at his line of scrimmage, says something to them, now gets the call from the sideline. Offensive coordinator Drew Ingalls, who's in his 2nd year for head coach Shap Boyd. Snap is low. He'll pick it up. Quarterback draw. He fakes the throw, slips past one man, gets tomahawked from behind, trying to go for the ball, and then goes down at the 30, almost the 33-yard line. That won't be enough for the first down. That will leave it with a 4th down and a couple. Ryan Richardson peeling back from the the defensive line position in on the tackle. Tried to fake the throw, tried to get a little pump fake as he was running near the line.
Yeah, that was Willis's. That's the second missed tackle that we've had at the inside linebacker position. He had him dead to rights on the line of scrimmage. So he's just got to settle down. It looks like he dropped his head a little bit.
Fourth down and a couple here. 2 gunners to the right, 2 personal protectors, and 1 gunner to the left. As into punt is Dylan Buford. Shorter with a rush, didn't quite get there. The ball hits down at the 35-yard line. It'll roll ahead to the 32 and then backtracks to the 33, where we will be down by Erskine, and the Hawks will go back on offense. We have a media timeout in play. 7-7 our score, 2:44 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout also. Shorter Hawks football is on the Mountain Coast Network. When the Shorter Hawks football The 2023 Shorter University President's Gala is set for Thursday, December 7th.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
For Shorter football on
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom? Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
7-7 our score, 2:44 to go in the first quarter. Hawks with the football for the second time. Driving right to left into the sun here at Barron Stadium, which is basically you're driving toward the west. And the orientation, first down handoff, that's Durant. He goes around the right side. Can't pick up any yardage, and there's an extra tussle on the far side between one of the shorter players. It looks like Johnny Deedle got involved in a little pushing and shoving on the sideline. A flag did fly. We'll see what David White and the crew determine here.
Yeah, I just saw the end of it, so I'm not really sure what transpired right there.
Not really much of a gain on the play at all. By the way, the rest of our officials, it's David White, the referee. John Tarantino is the umpire. The line judge is Justin Luttrell. The head linesman, that is. The line judge is Joe Dansby. The back judge is Travis Wright. The field judge, Todd Garrison. The side judge, Matthew Keller. The center judge is Alan Skinner, and as he also serves as the alternate. He's a busy man. So the officials still discussing this one out around the 30-yard line. Now here comes David White to give us the call.
Hey, there are 2 fouls on the play, 1 and 18. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 87, and unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 7. That is the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for either player of the game. Fouls were offset. Play second down.
So Deedle was tagged with a foul, as also one of the defenders for, I believe he said 7, right? That's Joshua Komodo. Not in my 2D, but he might have been just a player on the sidelines I got into it with. So basically it's a do-over regardless.
Yeah, big Mike linebacker.
Offsetting fouls. They will mark it as a loss of a yard. So second down and 11 here for the Hawks. High snap, face mask level. Durant has the handoff. Tries to go to the left side. He's swarmed under back at the 29-yard line. Excuse me. They'll give him credit for the 30, but the sideways runs on this drive right now not working.
Yeah, it looked like the same play coming to the left, and they had us smoked out pretty good right there. So now we find ourselves in a position we don't want to be. It's 3rd and about 14.
3rd down now and long to go. As Shorter, a long look to the sidelines to get the signals. Hawks, 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far this afternoon. That doesn't look right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As Brown gets the snap back, he'll drop back 3 steps, throws the ball over the middle, too high. He had Durden at the 46-yard line. Durden sailed up for the ball, and that one just went through the wickets, couldn't get it locked down. Young quarterback throwing just about every pass has been high.
A little high. Yeah. It has. I mean, the timing's been right, but the throws are just a little high, so he's just got to go ahead and follow through and lean into those passes, and he'll bring them down. But really liked his presence right now in the pocket.
Did have a little bit of pressure coming in around him.
Yeah. He took a hand to the face right there at the end and didn't flinch.
So Brown, 2 of 3 passing on the day, and we'll get a look at punter Wyatt Walters. Kicks this one end over end. It's going to hit at the 31-yard line. It takes a shorter roll, but then angles toward the boundary. Will go out of bounds about the 25-yard line. So not a bad job flipping the field there. And Erskine gets the football again. We're tied at 7 with 1:36 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, both teams take their opening drive and march right down the field and score, and then they turn right around and 3 and out each. So let's see what happens. I know Coach Jacobs was probably very pleased with how his defense responded. Now let's see if we can do that same thing again. 45
yards on the punt by Walters, and it's 1st down and 10. Coach Jacobs, you mentioned Harlan Jacobs, 4th year as the defensive coordinator for the Hawks. 4-2 look with a nickel backfield as Pender claps his hands, gets the snap waist high. He'll fake the handoff. The ball is tipped. It is tipped by one of the Hawk defenders coming across. That's Hunter Hodson, the senior out of Chickamauga, Gordon Lee High School. He had 4 tackles last week. He'll get a pass broken up here.
Yeah, there was miscommunication right there. They were running the counter. It looked like an RPO, but the outside receiver for Erskine, Ingram, did not break it off. And so the quarterback was throwing the football and just kind of threw it to nowhere.
2 receivers to the left now for the 2nd down and 10 play. Again, the snap comes in waist high. The handoff goes to Lucky. He will plow through and get across the 26 to the 27-yard line. So he'll pick up a couple there. And that leaves Erskine with a 3rd down and about 8 to go. The line to gain the 35-yard line.
Well, Willis, who's playing the inside linebacker for Shorter right now, he's really playing downhill fast. I mean, very quick reads. Missed a couple of tackles early, but did a nice job right there.
Erskine 1 of 3 on 3rd downs today.
Big down.
That can't be right. Something's off on that stat because they had the 2 3rd down conversions on the opening drive. So we'll forget that. Dropping back to pass with pressure coming, going down. Pender takes a seat back at the 11-yard line, put down rudely. Was that Bruce Guyton coming through? I believe it was. Number 0 coming through. He had some help there also from defensive end. That is Jasim Henry. So Guyton gets his first sack of the season, and that's going to back him up. It's a loss of almost 10 yards, or 8 yards on the play.
I tell you what, Mike, that was very fast, very quick. Quarterback had no chance. That's one thing about, whenever quarterbacks get the pressure right in their face, they have a tendency just to freeze, and that's exactly what happened.
It was the deer in headlights look as Guyton was closing.
That was a great job.
I said a loss of 8. It's going to be 4th and 18. It was a loss of 10 on the play. The punt is away. It hits at the 50-yard line, bounds pretty much straight in the air, then hits and takes an Erskine roll down to the Shorter 41. So the Hawks will start over with good field position on this drive as the first quarter comes to an end.
I tell you something we need to keep a watch out for is I think that we've got an opportunity to block a punt right now. The ball is leaving his foot very, very low, and we had some leakage right there when we got back there. So hopefully the coaches have seen that, and we'll take advantage of that a little bit later in the game.
7-7, our score after 1 quarter. quarter. Back for the second after this short timeout on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome. Welcome back to Barron Stadium in Rome. 7-7 our score as the Shorter Hawks are tied with the Erskine College Flying Fleet, named after their extensive passing game in the 1930s. One of the sports writers, and many times that's the case, sports writers will give a team a nickname.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened in this case. The Flying Fleet were throwing the ball all around. And that is not the case so far today. They've been trying to run the ball for the most part. Shorter with the ball. First play of the second quarter, 7-7. And it's Noah Brown into the game at running back. And big Noah Brown hammers his way up to the 42-yard line on that 1st and 10 from the 40. And Holland,
tackle by Joseph Gilmore,
out of McDonough, Georgia, Locust Grove.
42.
Yeah, Price Campbell came around there and got a nice kick-out block, but they threw another linebacker in there on us, and we just couldn't get him blocked.
Durden, the widest receiver to the left side. The sun is out from behind the clouds in full force and really starting to cook here in the press box, at least. I'm in the glare pattern. Under pressure, rolling out to his left side on 2nd down and 8. Now Brown finds a man, far side. He throws. It's complete. Complete at the 46-yard line on the far side of the field. That's going to be good for about 12 yards and a first down. He was on the near side of the field, the right side of the offense, got pressure, rolled all the way back around to the left and found his man.
Yeah, and he did a great job of working himself back and finding this quarterback as well. So
on the ball quickly, 1st and 10, handoff to Holland. He's got some running room on the left side, then gets wrapped up and put to the turf at the 41.5-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards there as they're still kind of moving the chain across the way. We'll call it a long 3, 2nd down and roughly 7 to go.
It was good to see us go back to the inside gaps.
7-7 the score. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 6 or 7 yards off the ball. Holland running through the middle, gets hit, almost gets picked up and body slam, but he fights through that. He'll pick up the run with first down with about an 8-yard run down to the 35-yard line.
Well, that's kind of the Achilles heel with the 3-3 stack, is that the nose and the Mike linebacker. People think it's not, but that's the weaker spot. And of course, that's what we exploited the first drive.
So 1st down and 10, movement up front. Everybody points at everybody, but
everybody's cheating.
Yep, I think it's going to be a penalty on Jaquel Scott, the redshirt sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina. Went to Gray Collegiate Academy.
You ever notice how linemen are tattletales?
They point at everybody. And you hear David White say offside against Erskine. Oh, yeah. Landon Dickerson with the Eagles, when he was a center at Alabama and at Florida State, one of the worst at it. It looked like he was taking a mime class by the time he got done waving at everybody. So first down and 5, as the run goes to the left side and across the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Holland with the carry, but give an assist to Bryce Campbell, the big offensive lineman from Sugar Hill, Georgia. He got in behind Holland and kept driving him like he was blocking him.
I tell you what, this is a great job by Clay Baker, who's new to the line, transfer from Mercer, correct?
That is.
And doing a nice job up front.
So first down from the 25-yard line, handoff left. Pressure in the backfield. It's Dollard back in the game. He'll get rid of one man, but then there's 4, 5, 6 more of the fleet defenders who get up there quickly. That's going to be a loss of a couple, maybe 3. The wide runs, for some reason, just aren't breaking clean this so far.
Well, no, and you've got in the 3-3 stack, you have an end sitting out there plus 2 linebackers, so they can play some pretty wicked games of stunning with those 3 guys that can make it pretty tough on you to the outside run.
Colin Jackson, the freshman out of Statesboro, had been in on that series. Now Deedle back in at the tight end position. He'll actually be an H off the line to the right. So second down and 12 to go from outside the 25-yard line. Swing pass to the right side. Dollard has it. He has a block from Deedle, but there's just too many fleet defenders there. Deedle was blocking 1, but there were 3 more en route, so that play is going to get maybe a yard on it. So Shorter now looking at a third down and 11 plus.
Yeah, we had a little bit of emotion there. We was hoping that it would make the secondary roll the other way, but they didn't. They came to the way in which we threw the football, and they were very quick to come up and make a nice tackle. So we got another third long here.
They will not say a gain on the play. It's going to be third down and 12 to go. The line to gain is the 14-yard line. Shorter snapping it off the right hash. Sun at their backs now, driving left to right. Brown gets the snap, has time, looks deep, has a man breaking into the end zone, caught in front of the goalpost, touchdown, Shorter.
Well, I tell you what, Brown kept his eyes down the field the entire time. He was wanting to throw it. And I actually thought he put a little too much air on the ball, but he had to. And just a nice throw right underneath the goalpost.
Devon Lewis with the reception, his first touchdown catch of the year, the junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. He'll make the grab right in front of the pad on the goalpost, in bounds, mind you, but he did have to sail up. I said he was breaking free, but then all of a sudden the gap closed up. That ball dropped right over the defender.
Went over the top of him. That's correct, yeah.
So 13-7, Shorter with its first lead of the game, first lead of the season. 11:04 to go as the snap is back, the spot is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. A little pressure coming off the right side there, but the kick is up and good.
Yeah, we both sides at the wing position allowed a little bit of penetration inside of us, so we got to clean that up as well.
So the Hawks will score 9 plays, 65 yards on it, and 69 yards, and the Hawks lead it 14-7. Back in a moment on the Mountain Coast Network. The 2023 Shorter University President's Gala is set for Thursday, December 7th. Hall of Fame college football coach Mark Richt will be our featured speaker. The gala will be held in Shorter's Winthrop King Center. Proceeds from the event will benefit student scholarships. Coach Mark Richt is a beloved college football coach, devoted husband and father, motivational speaker, philanthropist, and author. For more information about how you can be involved, please visit shorter.edu/gala.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
All right, now we're better.
We're still getting everything adjusted. It's not like we didn't have enough time to get ready for the game.
No, absolutely not. No. 4-hour pre-game's not enough.
No, we did not.
I've got 3 pieces of paper.
You are traveling light today, but you were the smart one. You brought the lunchbox.
Yeah, we brought a meal.
You keep pulling things out of there, too.
I'm done, though. I've got drinks, all my food.
Right. Well, Grant and we had breakfast this morning, so that's about it. Welcome back, everybody, alongside David Humphreys with engineer Grant Beavers. I'm Mike Beavers. Glad to have you along with us this afternoon. The news is good right now for the Shorter Hawks.
Yeah.
They have the lead 14-7, 11:04 to go in the second quarter. And after this kickoff, we'll try to get you some scores around the Gulf South Conference today because let me update this. Actually, the referee is having an extra moment. West Florida is leading McKendree 35-3 with just a few moments to go in the game. Delta State and Shawan, they are in a lightning delay as well up in North Carolina. Shawan will be here next week, back to the noon kickoff for Shorter football next Saturday, and we'll be along at 11:30 for you. Valdosta State Albany tonight under the lights. We'll tell you the rest in a moment. Kickoff, it actually hit at the goal line, and the return man had already called no mas. He had already put his arms out signaling no return. The ball did bounce across the goal line and into the end zone for the touchback. Elsewhere, the rest of the games, we mentioned Valdosta State at Albany State tonight at 6, North Greenville at Newberry at 7, Mississippi College at Midwestern State in Texas at 8 o'clock, West Georgia at Texas A&M Kingsville at 8 o'clock, and West Alabama had the early game today. They went to North Carolina and defeated Limestone 27-13. That's a big number for the West Alabama offense. They have struggled the last couple of years, but the defense is rock solid. They lost to San Angelo State last week. The Tigers did. First down and 10, handoff left side, hit and put down at the line of scrimmage. Well, give him 1 yard on the play as the run came out to the near side and coming through defensively. I think that was Maddox Jackson who got I thought maybe I got a wrong look at the number, but a big hit there.
No, it's Tobias Lewis.
Tobias Lewis.
I believe 19, yes.
Right.
Yep. Did a nice job. I'm pretty sure that was a read more than it was a blitz. From the boundary. Did a nice job.
And I thought it was 10, but it was 19. And I got the backstory on some of the number changes from last week. We'll tell you about that as the afternoon goes along. 2 backs in the backfield. Now 1 goes in motion. Quarterback draw after flashing pass. Pender, will keep it for a gain of about 4 yards out to the 29-yard line. So third down upcoming, and we're going to call it a long 6 to go as Shorter leads 14-7.
Yeah, it looked like they were getting ready to try to throw a bubble screen, but we had it red and the quarterback pulled it down real quick and tried to just get some yards out of it.
Swapping receivers in and out. Now Pender with a long look to the sideline to get the play call. Third down. We'll call it a long 6 to go. The line to gain the 35-yard line. Snap is back, waist high. Pender looks right, throws there, has a man on the comeback route. He will get outside the defender on the boundary. He'll pick up the first down at the 40-yard line. Trey Thomas with a tackle across the way, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. He'll make the tackle, but he had a lot of action last week. I don't know if Sanford was picking on him or he just ended up at the end of every play, but a lot of action last week. But he'll make the tackle here, but not until the first down is gained.
Yeah, we're just a little far off still.
Shorter settles in, 4 linemen, 2 backers. Backers are spread out wide. Now pressure coming off the edge as the handoff goes underneath and tripped up and going down at the 41-yard line as Artelius Edmonds comes up and hits the runner, and that was Samuels again, who was a load. It looks a lot bigger than what he's listed. Well, he's listed at 230, but he looks bigger even than that on the field. He comes across, he gets tripped up and picks up a couple.
Yeah, I had a couple of missed tackles there. Of course, he's, like you say, a little bit bigger than what he looks. You know, I mean, he looks bigger than what he is. So.
2 receivers split to either side on this second down and 8 to go from the 41. Driving toward the sunshine, right to left here at Barron Stadium. Off the option, Pender will keep it. He will slide. They'll say his knee actually hit at the 42.5-yard line. His body ended up much further down, but they're going to move it back to the 43. So a pickup of a couple there. Now third down and about 6 to go. And third down's been their money shot right here.
It has, you know, and I mean, it seems like they're going about a yard or so past the sticks and getting their first down throws. So let's see, we'll roll down at the top.
And 2 or maybe all 3 of those were comeback routes too. As the pass thrown here on the stop at the 49-yard line, right at the mark. He spun forward. The officials say it's a first down. They needed 6. They got 7 right at midfield. First down. Still down on the scoreboard 14-7, but moving the football. Sway Alexander in at linebacker, at defensive end now as Henry comes to the sideline. Shorter creeping everybody up. Backer standing amongst the defensive linemen as Erskine College takes their time getting the play call in. Empty set now. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, way wide to the right on this 1st down and 10 from midfield. Screen pass thrown near side. It is complete. Shorter has people there, and it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. The ball was caught on the near side by Justin Wilson from Buford High School, Buford, Georgia, Mountain View High School. He had a couple of blockers, but Shorter got the reinforcements there.
I want to tell you what, Hunter Hodson, who was playing the safety right there, number 24, did a great job on the lead blocker. He actually blew the lead blocker back into the receiver and just did a nice job disrupting that play.
And that's some improvement over last week because Shorter had trouble with screens against Sanford.
Well, he attacked it instantly.
But it was Sanford. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to step over you there. 14-7, Hawks up. Erskine with the ball, 2nd down and 11 from near midfield. Pender throws, has a man, bobbled, tipped, and then dropped on the near side, right in front of the Shorter bench. And for the Hawks, that was in coverage. That was Tobias Lewis again. And had a couple of chances to catch that ball. Did the intended receiver. That was Wilson again, but incomplete.
Yeah, I think our defensive front's really starting to wear on the offensive line a little bit. You can just kind of see the mannerisms of the offensive line.
During our marathon pregame show, we noted that Shorter was bigger up front defensively than the offensive line is. And like you said, and Shorter's rolling 4 defensive linemen in also. Christian Benson in right now, too, so they're keeping them fresh. 3 receivers to the right on this 3rd down. Pender throws, first man out in the route, that is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Brown on kind of an out route across the way. Couldn't make the connection because Pender was running as he threw the ball, didn't get his feet under him, and the ball was low and away. So now 3 of 7 on 3rd downs now, and they will have to punt the ball away.
That was a nice job by Shorter, and I know we gave up a couple of 1st downs right there, but, our defensive front's playing extremely hard, and, we can kind of credit the incompletion to them because of how much pressure they're putting on Pender right now.
Buford into punt. He has 2 today. The long of 43. His average is 38.5. He will put it in the air from around the 36-yard line. No pressure this time. The kick is away. It is a tail-dragging spiral that hits at the 10, taken by Shorter there, spinning around a couple of times and losing ground back to the 5-yard line. Return man, I believe that was Trey Thomas on the return, but nowhere to go really. Caught that one at the 10, but I think some fans wanted maybe the whistle to blow because there was a lot of squirming and whatnot.
Well, his helmet came off.
And that too.
His helmet came off during the return right there, so he
Shorter starts 1st and 10 at the 10.
Zach Morrison comes over to make sure his defender is okay, and the Hawks get the football. They'll spot it at the 11.
It's important to get some 1st downs right here. Let's put together a drive.
At the very least, get some room to punt.
We got 6 minutes, so plenty of time to take this down and remember, score.
Remember, the clock continues to run on 1st downs gained until the final 2 minutes of each half. Brown, with a running back to his right, takes a high snap. He puts it into the belly of his runner. That's Durant. He will break free on the left side. He's going to be spun forward near the 21-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down, and they will, in fact, move the chains. He'll get out to the 22. I thought maybe there was a face mask at the end of that as well.
Yeah, and that's the first wide zone play that we've had really hit. The first time we went to it a couple of times, and that's nice to see.
1st and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Handoff left side. It's Durant again. He's got the corner. He'll run over a man at the 30-yard line.
Running hard.
And he will churn through. He'll get to the 30. That should be about 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and a couple upcoming. And I didn't catch the number of the defender got run over. If it's the corner on the far side, that's going to be it may have been Damon Green out there, the linebacker. Handoff here on 2nd down and a couple. Once again, off the outside edge of his lineman, lowering the shoulder again and driving ahead out to the 36-yard line. That was Durant one more time. 3 straight carries, and the Hawks have a couple of 1st downs on the ground. Out to the 36. Also a nice block out there. Alan Herron finished off somebody.
Yeah, Jeremy Bland was the one that came in and made the final hit to get him down.
4:56 and counting. Shorter starts to send Durden out on the field, then calls him back. A long look at the sideline to get the signals in. 1st down and 10 for the Hawks when they snap it from the 36-yard line. Shadows starting to stretch out here. We were supposed to kick off at 2 o'clock. Now we're past the 5 o'clock hour. Shadows about 6 feet long in front of the shorter players. Hand off to the left side. That's Marshall. He's got an angle on the outside edge. He runs through a tackle. He's across the 50 and out to the 47-yard line as he goes out of bounds across the way. Marshall comes around right to left, picks up the ball and the first down, and the Hawks moving in the plus territory now.
And that goes down as a completion.
Oh, it was a touch pass? I looked late. I was looking at the defense for a moment, so it was a touch pass.
Yeah, their outside linebacker came up, and I didn't get his number. He snuck his – he stepped inside, and we jumped outside, and that's what gave us the crease.
Speaking of which, Brown now 6 of 7 passing for 73 yards and a touchdown. 2 receivers to the right now. Handoff goes to the right, running through the defense. That's Dollard back in. He'll trip up across the 35-yard line and goes down at the 32. Right now, the shorter offensive line is having his way with that front.
They're getting after it, and that A-gap, them establishing the A-gap now has opened up the outside gaps for them, and they're really doing a nice job.
And Erskine going into the depth chart, too, now on what has become a pretty warm day out here. Dollard with a handoff inside, fighting his way. He's down to the 22-yard line as he just kept churning his legs and arms. You can see him just pumping away through there, and finally he'll pick up 9 yards where he pushed the pile for about 4 of them.
Yeah, and Deedle, I haven't said his name, but Deedle's doing the yeoman's work out there at tight end blocking.
Jackson in at tight end is also Hawks with 2 tight ends. Handoff into the middle, now breaking it outside is Dollard. Oh, he gets wrapped up. He'll go down around the line of scrimmage on that first down and 10. No, excuse me, that was a 2nd and 1. Looking at the measurement, no, they're going to say no gain on the play. Well, now they look at it. Now they wave him on. Well, they took a long look at it, but might as well get it right.
3 minutes to go. It's been a great little drive right here, Mike.
And mostly, well, all on the ground.
Well, other than the one little touch, the jet.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling it jet pass. I think I can't keep them. The vernacular eludes me at times. 2:44 to go. Hawks up 14-7, looking for more. Holland back in the game. He will push his way across the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 yards on that carry. And Holland, he had a couple of defenders he was just driving through out there. Ja'Kai Robinson ended up making the tackle, but it took 3 of them to get him down.
Yeah, it's time for us to go back into the A-gap or see a play-action pass right here.
2:20 and counting.
And Erskine staying back in the coverage.
2nd down, 7 to go. They have 5 across the 10-yard line, 5 defensive backs across the 10-yard line, 3 down linemen. Brown back to pass, has some pressure, stands in, throws, has his man at the 11-yard line. Absolutely. Sailing up, that's Marshall. His back was basically parallel to the ground as he tried to elevate to get the ball. He'll make the catch, hit the ground, and he's got 1 yard to go for the first down, the Hawks do.
I tell you what, that shows the strength of the arm of Brown because he was falling backwards and threw that ball across the field.
And standing in with pressure coming.
That's
again.
right, absolutely, yeah.
Now, 3 were buttoned. Did they bring extra pressure? Because it's a 3-man up front.
Yeah, they're bringing usually 2 every snap.
I didn't see that part of it. 2 backs in now. Hand off to Dollard, left side, with Holland blocking in front of him. He will cut to the east here and try to get the first down. I don't know if he got there, though.
Yeah, right there, Mike, is a perfect example. They have a 3-man front, but they brought 3 linebackers, which actually puts 6 in the box. And unfortunately for us, they blitzed right into where we were running.
Miles Mayhorn in on the tackle.
4th down.
4th and 1. The Hawks will keep the offense on the field for the 2nd time. First touchdown was on 4th down. Holland through the middle. He's got the first down and more. He's across the 10, still chugging away down to the 8-yard line. He'll go. So a first down run now. First down and goal to go from the 9. And the clock continues to run even though we are under 2 minutes. And now the officials catch it. They're going to reset the clock here. And actually, Shorter has taken a timeout here. So they'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout also. 14-7 our score, 47 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll break away. Shorter footballs on MCN.
We're about to do something.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome. Welcome back to Barron Stadium. Shorter had called timeout. The Hawks will have 2 remaining for the final 47 seconds. And I didn't look exactly, but the clock did continue to run on that first down. There probably ought to be about 8-9 seconds more. It shows 47. Probably should be a little bit more there.
I'm sure Coach is happy with 47 seconds. Yeah. I know Coach Jacobs is saying, sure,
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, because that way he doesn't have that 9 seconds less to defend.
That's correct.
But Hawks with the football. They've gone for it on 4th down twice today. The first one resulted in a touchdown, and then this one resulted in a first down to keep a drive alive inside the 10. Right now, this drive is 11 plays for 81 yards and has taken 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, what I was saying right before we went to break right there, you know, that last play on 4th down, Deedle was just about tapped out. He was giving it everything he got to get across the ball, and I say that because
right
Jackson,
side.
Right.
But that was a good running formation for the Hawks last season as well.
Yes.
Holland still into the game. Brown, the quarterback. He will hand off to Holland, who starts right, comes back to the middle, follows his blocking. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Shorter.
That's the A-gap. I love it.
20-7 is the score. And not only Heron, but also Clay Baker had their defensive lineman tucked back about 4 yards deep into the end zone. And Brown just followed in behind the 2 trucks going through. And the Hawks are now up 20-7.
Yeah, it was a really nice job by the front getting that push and just, exerting their will upon the defensive front. That's a big.
Hawks in for the PAT try as Simpson awaits the snap and spot. 41 seconds remaining. Snaps back, spots down, kicks up, and there is a flag on the play.
Ball start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Caden Dodson, another one of the tight ends out of Ringgold, North Carolina Wesleyan transfer, guilty of the infraction, so that'll back up the Hawks 5 yards and a re-kick try. It is Jackson Moore, the long snapper, for kicks. The junior out of Chickamauga. He will send the ball back. Mosteller holds. Pressure from the left side this time, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-7. Hawks lead the Flying Fleet at Barron Stadium in Rome, Georgia. 41 seconds to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment. Shorter footballs on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years.
Western Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
The Shorter Hawks right now, 20.
You know, even though we've not really seen it, you got a quarterback making his first start, really.
That's true. But he's looked good so far.
Looks has managed the game very well.
21-7 to score as Simpson gets ready to kick off again. Some clouds overhead, just the thin, wispy kind, not rain clouds anymore. We had a lightning delay of 2 hours, even though there was really no rain in the area. Kickoff return from the 20 across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. And my goodness, I got a little nervous there for a second. The return man for the Flying Fleet, and that was Jarick Isaiah. He kind of ducked his head and crouched as he crossed the 20-yard line, kind of went into a tuck position, and I thought this is going to end not going to end well.
Yeah, well, Morrow came down and hit him, and actually Morrow dropped his head and hit him, and then he kind of spun off and then got lit up. But nice coverage, because I was a little nervous about that kick whenever it kind of fell short.
Right. Shortest one of the day. And the referee.
Substitution.
Yeah, substitution infraction.
Guyton helping out the officials right there, pointing which direction they need to move the ball.
Well, and the man going off the field was lined up basically on the shorter sideline, so we had to run all the way across the formation and then go out about. You can't really sneak off.
That's what I was saying. You can't sneak.
So now, first down 15. The line of scrimmage, the 23. Pender back, looking left, throws. It's tipped, and then it's caught at the 38-yard line. Caught, and then going down as, again, working into the depth chart a little bit. That's going to be Jarick Isaiah again with the catch, and the Fleet on the ball quickly. 25 seconds left. Pender throws, has Isaiah again. This one goes in and out of his hands. He got bumped along the way. Hunter Hodson again coming through and making another play. He bumped the receiver maybe just enough to break the concentration.
Right, you know, and we nearly broke underneath that for a pick, and it's pretty aggressive here by the Fleet right now.
Is it just me, or is Pender looking directly at the guy he's throwing to?
Yeah, right there, in both times he did.
So now second down and 10 from the 38-yard line, off the near hash, driving to the left. Pender looking left again, throws underneath, has his man out of the backfield. That's Johnson. He's hit by a Hawk, and he'll get bumped just enough to go out of bounds as coming through for Shorter on defense. That was Mark Harris coming in to make the play.
Well, we just can't fall asleep right here, you know, with our safeties and bite on anything too short, because there's 17 seconds remaining. So.
Third down, 10 to go, no gain on that play. The line to gain is the 49-yard line of Erskine. 17 seconds, Pender snap back, looks right, throws right, has a man breaking deep, but no, the ball hangs up in the air just a bit, gives Thomas time to catch up. I believe it was Thomas across the way. The pass is incomplete at the 25-yard line, and that brings up fourth down. Yes, it was Thomas in coverage across the way. The intended receiver.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think Trey right there may have been beat a little bit.
Right.
Thank goodness Pender threw the ball up just too high and let us recover a little bit. So they're arguing there was some feet kind of got tangled up, but I think it was a good no call Let's see if we go after this punt right here, Mike.
Ingram was the intended receiver that time. Hawks with 3, 6, 7, 8 on the line of scrimmage. High snap. Here comes pressure. And he missed it. He missed the block attempt. Did the Hawk coming through. The kick is not a particularly good one, but it is taking an Erskine roll now. Erskine says Shorter touched it. Erskine picked it up. And if Shorter did touch it and Erskine gets the ball back, it would be somewhere to the neighborhood of the 35-yard line, but if it's a muff, you cannot advance.
You can't advance it. That's what I was.
And I didn't see the Shorter player. I had ducked back to see who was the rusher, and that was Edmonds, who could have tackled the punter, actually, and was trying to get the block.
That's what I was, I was hoping that we'd really go after him. Okay.
So the officials make no call on the play. It won't matter because the clock expired during the punt. And we're at halftime. That was a little weird way to finish.
Actually, there was 3 seconds.
When the ball had hit, when there was 3 seconds? Well, so that's 12 total at the end the Hawks didn't have to deal with. On the
sure.
So, so if you weren't with us a few minutes ago, there were about 9 seconds that ran off after Shorter had gotten a first down. And that was, and so, I'm sorry, there were about 9 seconds that ran off the clock after the Hawks had gotten a first down. The clock was supposed to stop, it didn't. But you pointed out Coach Jacobs didn't want to defend those.
Yeah, that's right. And right there on the punt, we had a Shorter Hawk over by the ball, but it bounced away from him.
Okay.
So, I'm sure, might as well jump on it, act like you know what you're doing. You never know.
Right. Well, and had it been Erskine's ball, rest assured, there would be a furor on the other sideline. So obviously it was Shorter's ball, and that time just stripped off the clock. So we're at the break. 21-7. Shorter leading Erskine as we go to halftime at Barron Stadium. Glad to have you along with us. It is a 15-minute halftime, so they've shaved, I think, 5 minutes. Typically, the halftime is 20 minutes. After our 2-hour delay, they shaved 5 minutes off halftime. So that will be the story here so far. 21-7, we'll take a break. Shorter Hawks football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
Wyoming 21, Portland State.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Shorter University is really a special place. It's a great environment. The teachers are really loving. It's an environment where you know everybody.
I love the professors. Shorter is family. I think sharing our faith together connects us in a way that nothing else can.
You just develop such strong bonds here that you won't ever let go.
University Marching Band out on the field. Thought you might enjoy a moment of that. They're actually on the track performing today with the shortened halftime. Again, we were 2 hours late because of a lightning delay. There was no lightning here at the stadium, but it was within that 10-mile arc, and it kept popping over and over again. If you're familiar with any sports, high school, college, whatever level, every time the lightning strikes within 10 miles, a clock countdown starts, and it's 30 minutes, and it never fails. You get to that 25-minute mark every time, and the clock kicks down. The clock has to restart, it seems like, or 5 minutes left, I should say, and you have to start it over. That was the case here, and after that, Shorter came out a little slow as we had a 2 hour, 15-minute delay. Shorter started a little slow, but it's working now. It's 21-7.
Yeah, it is, and Mike, it's kind of wreaked havoc all over these first games. We've seen delays all over the country, especially here on the East Coast, where teams are really haven't been sitting for a long time. So, it's tough on a team because you go out, you start your warm-up process, and we were still like 45 minutes away from kickoff when they sent them in, but then they brought them back out and they did another 30 minutes of warm-up. So kind of a strange start, but Erskine actually took the first drive right down the field and scored, but so did then Shorter turned right around and did the same thing.
And then they traded punts for a little bit, and then finally Shorter got kind of control of the game.
They really did. I really think that we're seeing their line, which we talked about, in the pregame, that believing that the line would take control, and it looked to me like that last drive that Shorter, we started on the 11-yard line, correct? We went 5.5 minutes with 12 run plays for the most part,
right? And
really took some juice out of the Erskine front, and so that will be interesting because if we get the ball coming out, I think I'm the one that messed up the coin toss, so I dreamt it. Something.
Well, I miss about 6 a year, so
the good thing is that you got a 50% chance, and I was wrong. So
kind of like the weather forecast, it's always 50-50. Either
that's
it rains or it doesn't.
That's right.
Well, let's take a look at the stats for the first half. Let's see if our conversation and the numbers actually hold up to each other. Let's start with Shorter first. Brown passing, and his debut, not his debut, he did play the fourth quarter last week at Sanford, but his starting debut, 7 of 8 passing for 79 yards and a touchdown, a long pass of 26. Not bad. And the thing is, though, he's really looked good in the pocket, even with some pressure coming from time to time.
Yeah, he's had some pressure, and he's kept his eyes down the field. The only thing that we would say is that, probably half of those balls have been high, but to the credit of the receivers, they've gone up and got the ball for him. And so that has been really nice to see.
He's rushed 2 times for 27 yards, and those were good decisions where he was rolling out or scrambling, actually, in one of them, and picked up some nice yardage.
Well, and his decisions were very decisive. He was not frazzled when he did it. He chose to run the football. He pulled it down and ran with it.
The rest of the running backs, Dollard has 10 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. Durant, 7 carries for 36 yards. Holland, 7 carries for 35 yards. And the thing to go with those guys is it didn't work great running to the wide sides of the field at the beginning. They got that figured out, but these guys are driving people. They're not just carrying people and dragging them along with them. They're pushing people when they're trying to tackle them and driving forward.
Yeah, and with all 3 of those guys, if you look at what you called out, you're looking at 5 and 6 yards per carry, and that's what we've said from day one. Obviously you want explosive plays, but more importantly, what you want is the consistency of controlling the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what we've seen. And I think if you went back and eliminated some of those wider runs that lost either a yard or 2, we'd probably see ourselves up at 7 or 8 yards a carry when we're talking about in between the guards.
Right now it is 5.2 per carry overall. Right. 135 rushing yards in the first half by the 3 running backs and the quarterback. They had 27 yards last week at Sanford. Now, Erskine and Sanford, those one of these is not like the other.
That's right.
And no disrespect to Erskine.
No.
But it's good to see the offensive line get their motors running and get those backs forward.
Yeah, and actually it seems like we have rushed for more yards than what we actually have. How many possessions have we had 5 or 6. We haven't had a ton, have we?
I'm looking for that number. I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 6, I would say.
6, because, I mean, the game has went fairly quick. You pointed that out right there as the time ran off.
Yeah, it was about an hour and 4 minutes for the first half to be played.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when that topic came up, I did a little reading during the week. Shocker, I know. But somebody broke down all the numbers, and the clock continuing to run. All the coaches are going at stealing possessions. We're going to miss 2 or 3 drives a game or whatnot. It has taken the clock continuing to run during the halves until the final 2 minutes has taken all of 1 minute off of the game time. On the other hand, TV games in particular, there is exactly 1 hour of commercial time each ball game. So a 2.5-hour ball game is 3+ now. I think the average game time is like 3 hours, 26 minutes or something like that. So the possession thing, it is and isn't a rule. One of the things I'm wondering is you got your 4-minute offense. You can really end a ball game quickly if you can run the ball as you get to the end of a half. That's something to watch for this year. Sure.
Well, you know, we just saw it right here at the end. I mean, we went 5.5 minutes only on 11 plays.
Right, and I think the total drive ended up being 6 minutes. No, not quite. It was 6 minutes and about 15 seconds, I think, give or take.
And that clock was continuous. You know, that was a continuous clock. Right. We didn't have a bunch of stops in there. So,
right.
Yeah.
And 11, 12 plays for the score. I lost that number. I can dig that up in just a second. But let's talk passing numbers. We mentioned the 79 yards passing. It's been kind of a conservative game, but Lewis, 2 catches for 28 yards and the touchdown. Marshall, 2 catches for 21. Now, one of those was the touch pass.
Sure.
Mosteller really sailed up to save. If I remember correctly, that was a 3rd down catch.
Yes, that's right.
And so that was 1 catch for 18 yards. Durden has 1 for 12. Dollard has 1 for 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers for the 79 yards. You got to like spreading the ball around too.
Yeah, and you know, the one that you were talking about, the 18-yard, was also 18-yard plus to the field. Right. So it was even further than that, and it was a rope. He fired a rope out there. So nice job. I cannot recall a bad choice that he did with the ball, you know, where he threw it into traffic or into problems.
That's a good point. Very good point. Hey, let's look a little bit closer at these numbers. All in all, 26 rushes for Shorter for 135 yards and passes, 8 attempts, 7 completions for 79 yards. All in all, 34 plays for 214 yards in the first half for Shorter. They had 216 for the entire game last week, 189 through the air. For Erskine, Pender, 7 of 14 passing for 54 yards. Lucky, 5 carries, 45 yards and a touchdown. Samuels, 4 for 15. Pender, 4 rushes for 2 yards. And then has the 1 sack by Guyton. Johnson, 3 carries for -1. Ingram, 2 catches for 22 yards. Isaiah, 1 catch for 16. Lyles, 1 catch for 10. Parker, 1 for 7. Johnson, 1 for 0. Wilson, 1 for -1. That's 54 yards passing. So all in all, Erskine, 16 rushes for 61 yards and 7 catches for 54 yards. That's 30 snaps for 115 yards for Erskine. So Coach Harlan Jacobs' defense doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, doing a nice job, you know. And after that first drive, really, which the majority of Erskine's offense happened on that drive, you know, we had the 2 big 3rd down conversions that occurred. But since then, we've really settled down.
No turnovers in the game.
Right.
Penalty numbers, 2 for 10 yards for Erskine, 1 for 5 for Shorter. Shorter had maybe 6, maybe 7 penalties last week, but a couple of them were like pass interference, big yardage penalties.
Yeah, right.
The number of penalties wasn't bad. The yardage was a little surprising for a Shorter team last week, but pretty clean game so far. Time of possession, Shorter has about a minute advantage, 15:24 to 14:36. Shorter's 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Erskine is 3 of 8. Both teams are 100% on 4th down. 1 for 1 for Erskine, 2 for 2 for Shorter. Pretty clean first half for the Hawks.
Yeah, it really is, you know, and as you were calling off those stats, you know, the one thing that we don't see is an explosive play. You know, we didn't see any big yards gained, and so I'll expect to see that probably the second half. I think we'll get a running back loose, or we'll get a throw, but I expect us to get a running back loose since our line's starting to push around a little bit.
Both teams are back out on the field getting ready. It's 21-7, Shorter on top with 2 minutes left in the first half. I tell you what, we have the shorter break. We have the shorter halftime. Literally a shorter halftime, 15 minutes as opposed to 20. Let's take one quick timeout here, and then we'll come back and give you some quick scores before we start the second half action. 21-17, Shorter on top at halftime. Back in a moment on MCN.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
Welcome back, everybody. Alongside David Humphreys and with producer-engineer Grant Beavers, I am merely Mike Beavers. Glad to have you along with us this afternoon. Shorter leads at 21-7 as we're getting ready to start the second half. I don't know who was doing the practice punting, but that was a missile that was just launched out on the far side of the field over to the near side. Let me take a quick look at the social media. There's no report on the Delta State Shawan game. That was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. They were in a lightning delay as well. There's still no report on it and no update on the Twitter about that score. I mentioned it, of course, Delta State, the preseason pick to lead the Gulf South Conference, but also Shawan will be the opponent here next Saturday for a noon kickoff, as Shorter will have a 2-game homestand before we move on. Elsewhere in the league, Valdosta State and Albany State are under the lights, as is North Greenville at Newberry, Mississippi College at Midwestern State, West Georgia at Texas A&M Kingville. We do have 2 finals on the day. West Alabama gets its first win of the year over Limestone, 27-13, and West Florida defeated McKendree up in Illinois, I believe. Or is that? Double check that one. 35-3. We're getting ready to start the second half. A quick look at some other scores going on right now in the top 25 in FBS. Michigan all over UNLV, 28-0 in the third. Tulane leading Ole Miss 17-10. Just starting the third quarter. There were some questions about whether or not Tulane's quarterback would play, but I think he was in, at least during the break when you were checking it out. Looked like he was in. That's a sneaky good game. Miami up 21-17 over Texas A&M. Kickoff here taken by Shorter at the 3-yard line. The return by McGill. It's across the 20. He'll spin out of a tackle at the 22. Spins through another tackle as he gets to the 25-yard line and is finally scooted out of bounds near the 30. So the Hawks will start off in nice field position. I thought it was 3 on the return, but John McClellan says it was 5. That was Marshall. Either way, the Hawks get the first possession of the second half, started at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and actually it was a nice return. Had a couple of missed tackles right there, or broke tackles, and got us out to the 30-yard line.
It was Marshall, in fact. 27 yards, the return, as Bland made the tackle. Shorter, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. You know whom we haven't seen today in the passing game? Johnny Deedle. Handoff, first down and 10. Goes to the 32-yard line. Dollard carries for a couple. He just is piled up by the defensive front coming in. Let's see, linebacker D'Elijah Horton, who had 5 tackles last week, will be on the stop on that one. So pick up of a couple.
Yeah, Carson Carpenter right there pulled and wrapped around on the linebacker, and just wasn't a whole lot of room right there.
Ace formation, 2 tight ends on either side, 2 receivers on either side. Handoff goes to the right, picking spots, moving, lowering the shoulder, driving, going ahead to the 42-yard line. That's enough for a first down. About a 10-yard run there. Dollard with the carry once again. He had nice blocking. I think it was Price Campbell who was out in front of him that time leading the play. And nice blocking up front for Shorter. The linemen are getting downfield and making blocks on the next level.
Yeah, Elijah Horton right right there for Erskine had to come out. He lost his helmet, so they'll have to replace him. But, yeah, nice job right there with the front. You called it the ace formation.
Shorter's going to be flagged for an illegal substitution. In that case, it was Colin Jackson who was the guilty party. And I didn't see what position he was on the field. He didn't run all the way across the field like the player who got the 12-man penalty for Erskine. But there again, Jackson, he's 6'6", 240. He's not going to hide out there either. So back him up 5, first down and 15. Dollard around the right side. He will take the run. He gets to the 40-yard line. And so that'll be a pickup of maybe 3 of the 5 lost back. So second down, we'll call it a long 12 to go.
Yeah, big right tackle Alan Herron right there is doing a nice job and working on the zone block and got us the edge.
2 receivers and a tight end to the left side, 1 receiver to the near. Brown with a back to his right, showing pressure. A linebacker will come free. Brown has to scramble to his right. He will escape a man, throws into traffic. McGill could not come up with the football. He had a defender on his back. That was Jalen Harfield who was there, and that might have been probably, I would say, maybe the worst decision that he's made today to throw the football. You talked at halftime. He's been nearly perfect on his decisions, but McGill was covered there.
Yeah, he really was, and I thought that they got to us a little early, got his arm around us, but, from a defensive standpoint, you say it's a great play. So
Durden and McGill wide to the left side. Mosteller there also, 1 receiver to the near side. It is now third down and 12 to go. Shorter from its own 41-yard line, driving left to right with time, going deep. Has a wide open receiver at the 20-yard line. It's caught, running down to the 1-yard line goes Shorter's Brandon McGill. He got the catch, ran out of steam, got caught at the 1, but Shorter has a first down and goal to go.
Yeah, it looked like when he caught it, I don't know if his stride was too long. He had to kind of catch himself up.
Right.
And that's what slowed him down just a little bit. He looked back, too.
Right. And had to kind of flatten out his route a little bit to catch up the ball.
I promise you the players will give him a hard time about getting tackled inside the 1.
Film study will not go well for that. But my goodness, it's a 58-yard catch.
Yeah, it was a nice throw.
And we'll start calling you the prophet because you said we would see some explosive plays also. So Shorter from the 1-yard line. Dollard still in at running back. He will take the handoff. He's hit in the backfield. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. No, he's going to lose a yard to the 2. There was just a whole lot of gold and white shooting through the offensive line of Shorter that time.
Yeah, they over-blitzed the A-gaps. Both A-gaps were blitzed right there, and just more than we could block.
Dollard out now. As Noah Holland comes in, a little beefier. That's about 30 more pounds of running back out.
Yeah, that was a tough one. They brought both A-gap. Well, that's not.
And I never saw the flag, but it was.
I never saw it either,
illegal formation, as you hear referee David White say. 5 men in the backfield. And so Shorter now will regroup. They'll back the ball up to the 6-yard line. So the yard loss doesn't count, but they lose more territory off the penalty. First and goal to go from the 6 now. Ball is on the right hash. As the shadows continue to expand out, they're about 4 yards long now. Coming off the fronts of the Shorter players. Handoff off the high snap. No, it's going to be kept by Brown. He will race to the right side. He gets through 1 tackle. He's hit by a second man and put out of bounds near the 1-yard line. We'll look at the spot. I think they're going to put it back at the 2. And there is a late flag in the back of the end zone. Now, Shorter had an offensive lineman back there. That was Carson Carpenter, who rotates in. He and Dimitri Singleton split time on the offensive line. We'll wait and see what the officiating crew determines here.
Our guys are pointing. Of course, they should be pointing.
Right. And David White says, let's go over here and talk, and steps out from betwixt the lines. So nose guard Jaquel Scott will get the penalty. And Shorter will get a new first down. They'll move the ball up inside the 2-yard line. And
got both tight ends in the game. Yep. That's shocking.
So 2 tight ends, Deedle on the left and Jackson on the right, running back into the game.
Oh, yeah.
Blast into the end zone. Touchdown Shorter. That's Dollard. He ended up 6 yards deep in the end zone, and the Hawks add to the lead now 27-7. Hawks up big here in the third quarter. 11:41 to go. They score on the opening drive of the half.
Well, that's a great job, and getting in 2 tights right there down the goal line and just really getting a great push.
So 7 plays, 70 yards on the drive. And it took 3 minutes off the clock as we come back in and get ready for the PAT. Jackson Moore, the long snapper. Mosteller, the hold. The kick is up. Some more pressure off the left side, but the kick is up, and it is good.
It's coming from the outside, but it's getting close.
It's getting close. And earlier it was on the right side of the kicking team. Now it's on the left. 28-7, the Hawks on top. 11:41 to go in the third quarter from Barron Stadium in Rome. Glad to have you with us. Shorter Hawks football's on the Mountain Coast Network.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
Just don't realize
28-7. The Shorter Hawks lead the Erskine College Flying Fleet in the home opener at Barron Stadium in Rome. Glad to have you with us on what has become a sunny afternoon. You know, we were talking about weather delays earlier. This game was delayed 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm looking for the right tab right here. But David Humphreys, you said, and you mentioned another delay that's going on. Go ahead and tell that story.
Purdue and Virginia Tech. Purdue's winning 7-0. It started at noon, and there's still 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and they've been in delay since then. So they're having to go to the store and get more hot dogs.
Yeah, the concession stand has to be empty at this point. So, my goodness, there's still 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, you say?
Yes, quarter.
Good grief. Purdue at Virginia Tech. That is a miserable afternoon. That's time. Send it back to the station. Let them play some music if you're on the radio crew. All right, so look at the rest of the ACC scoreboard while we have a moment here. I promised you some scores at halftime, and we didn't really get there. Georgia Tech leads South Carolina State 38-13 with 17 seconds left in the third. Miami on top of Texas A&M, number 22 Texas A&M, 21-17. That's at the half. Syracuse leads Western Michigan 45-7, just starting the third quarter. North Carolina, Appalachian State, they've just kicked off. Actually, no, there's 3:30 left in the first quarter. No score in that one. That one had what, like a 62-63 game last year, something like that.
Right.
Duke kicking off against Lafayette. I think it's Lafayette up there. Yeah. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati tonight. These are all ACC schedules, by the way. Boston College did hang on to beat Holy Cross 31-28 today. Clemson finally woke up and defeated Charleston Southern 66-17. Wasn't that something like 24-17 at one point?
24-17, yeah. It was a one-score game for a while.
Notre Dame defeated NC State. They had a delay also. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and Erskine will start at their own 25-yard line. 11:41 to go in the third quarter. 28-17. Hawks on top. Well, Shorter came out and did what they needed to do on the opening drive of the third quarter. Let's see what defensive adjustments have taken place.
Yeah, Coach, you know, our last two drives have been just spectacular. What counted for about 160 yards or so?
Something like that, yeah. You're asking me to math. You realize that.
Okay, well.
I can spell math, and I can spell all my numbers. Adding them together, that's another story. Erskine with the football. Pender at quarterback, driving right to left. The sun's getting slightly lower, and Erskine's having a stare right into it. At least the quarterback is. Jet sweep handoff on the right side. I didn't see if he tossed or handed.
I think that was a hand.
That was a hand, and it was going to be Justin Wilson around the right edge. He'll pick up about 6 yards eventually.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he turned the corner that well on the far side, but he got upfield, and so 2nd and 4 upcoming.
Well, when we tackled him, we spun him. Of course, that's always going to get you 3 more yards when you spin them.
James Madison did defeat Virginia today, 36-35, as Virginia's still going through an emotional situation after the death of the 3 football players last season in the shooting.
Right.
Handoff here gets a couple of yards out to the 34-yard line. So 3rd down and about 2.5 to go. They have to get across the 35-yard line for the first down.
See if they try to get us with the freeze play or something cheap right here. I tell you, this is a big down for both teams. Shorter could really slam a door right here. 2
receivers to the right, 1 to the left. An H-back to the right side. Long count, several claps, passes thrown, complete, first down at the 39, maybe the 40-yard line across the way. Thomas was there in coverage. Edmonds there also, but again, got just enough for the first down. Actually, that's probably the most they've cleared a first down pass by. They've been making it by 1 yard.
I know it, and I tell you, I was getting ready to say, Erskine does a great job of knowing where the sticks are at for sure.
They really do. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, who was talking with someone on the sidelines, then gets lined up. Play action pass on first down and 10. Pass thrown out to the near side. It is complete and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a pickup of 5 there. Edmonds with the tackle for Shorter, and the catch was made on the near side by Wilson.
That was a nice ball by Pender. That was a 5-yard out, but it was to the field. That's a long throw.
2nd down, 5 to go. Had a little bit of a loop to it seemed like, but it hit the mark. He doesn't miss by much if he misses at all. Very accurate passer. 2 receivers to the right. Now one of them realizes he's got to be on the line of scrimmage. He'll step back up, resets before the snap, handoff, big, hard running across the 50-yard line down to the 48, and that was Samuels, the 230-pound running back out of Snellville. He's the other Shorter transfer, so he put both arms around the ball and charged ahead for 7 yards. Well, they'll move it back to the 49 for 6. He was wrapped up and carried a couple of Hawks with him, though. 1st and 10 from the plus 49 now, off the left hash. Pender claps his hands, gets the snap. He hands it off to Samuel, who starts right, cuts back left. He'll be corralled by the Hawks at the 47-yard line. A pickup of a couple. There were 3 or 4 Hawks in on that one. And another helmet comes off for Erskine. That's about the 3rd one today. That's one of the offensive linemen. He'll have to go out, and we'll see a new lineman up front.
Yeah, Samuels, he runs very heavy. Whenever to tackle him, you really have to bring the heat.
2 receivers to the right, and again, 230 pounds. 1 to the left, snap back, waist high, pass is thrown, complete. Wilson on the near side. He is wrapped up immediately and put down near the boundary at the 40-yard line. Coverage there for Shorter. That was Jonathan Lowe. But another quick pass and right on the mark and right on time, too. The passes are always right on the spot.
That's basically a 5-yard hitch route, which is a timing route, and you can tell they've thrown those a bunch.
28-7, Shorter on top. 8.5 left in the 3rd quarter. Same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And that's Wilson. He's had a hot hand this half. Some movements by Shorter's linebackers showing a blitz as Pender claps his hands. Handoff goes to Lucky back in the game. No luck there, though. He's wrapped up by the Shorter defensive front. Coming up first, Nakobe Spurrier out of Tucker, Georgia. He was part of the big blue wall that time to stop the running attack. Now it's 4th down and a couple to go.
Yeah, actually, he may have lost just a hair on that, Mike. So this is not a, what is this? This is nearly 2 yards.
They'll have to get to the 39, snapping it from the 41. Lucky still in the game. He stands straight up behind his quarterback in the pistol. They're very close together, only about a yard or so separating them, closer than what you usually see in that formation. Shorter with 4-6 in the box as the handoff into the middle, and they'll push ahead. It's going to be close.
I don't think so.
I don't think he got it. Well, the linesman on this side is stepping it up a little closer. Both sides saying it's their ball, of course.
Absolutely. Well, you got the linemen out there involved.
Well, yeah, but great debaters, linemen are. And waiting on the officials to spot it.
I think they had to get to the 39.
Right. It looks like, and I can't see for one of the linemen, Are they going to call for a...
I don't know.
For a measurement? When's the last time you saw a measurement in a football game? Other than this one coming right here. I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either.
Of course, we both say this wearing royal blue shirts ourselves.
Sure.
Here comes the chain crew. You never see the chain crew come out anymore.
Not out for measurement.
The ball had to touch the 39-yard line. From this angle, it looks like it's going to be short. They'll stretch out the chain, though, and we'll find out for sure. They'll stretch it out. No, sir.
Nice stop by...
Short by about the length of the football.
Yeah.
So now 1 for 2 on 4th down. Wonder why Samuels wasn't in there at 230 pounds.
I know it. I was thinking the same thing. You know, he's 230 pounds and about 190 of it is from the waist down.
Right.
You know, and I say that respectively. I mean, he's very, very well put together.
He's built more like a fullback.
Yes.
Lucky, though, he's 220, but he's built almost like a tight end. A lot taller, stretched out. Or taller looking anyway. They're about the same height, technically. I'm starting to question the numbers on the roster, to be honest. 3 receivers to the left. One is Deedle. He will now come in motion and reset on the right side. Off 1st down and 10.
There's a wheel route.
Football as Deedle has run the wheel route to the near side and covered very well by Erskine. Jalen Hartfield, as Deedle just couldn't get on the outside edge like he did last week against Shorter, as Hartfield was waiting on that one. So incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Well, you were just mentioning about him not really being involved as far as targets, but I tell you, he has been greatly involved, blocking.
I believe that's the first target for Deedle.
It is today, yes, it is.
Only Shorter Hawk to get some preseason attention in the conference voting for all GSC team. Hand off to the right side on 2nd down and 10. Oh, nice job by the Erskine defense coming up to cut down Shorter's running back. That was Justice Durant with the ball. Looked like something was opening up on the right side, and then he was just smothered by a linebacker and a safety, I think.
They did, yeah. It was a linebacker and a safety that came down very quickly.
So 3rd down and 9 for Shorter.
All right, now we have shown that we'll chuck it deep right here.
3 of 6 on the afternoon. Shorter is on 3rd downs. 28-7, Hawks on top with 6:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers to either side. Now we see offensive lineman Alan Heron signaling something. Back to pass, throwing, man wide open, left side, slips and falls, but has the 1st down. Across the way, making the catch at the 49, turning upfield. That's Marshall, I believe. Yep, Marshall with the catch. As he tried to get running back toward the end zone, he slipped, lost his footing, but he'll pick up the 11 yards on the reception and a shorter 1st down. And off into the middle of the line again. That's Durant. He'll bounce it to the outside. He'll stretch it out, and coming up and making the tackle in the backfield. That's Joshua Thomas, the strong safety. He's from Fayetteville, Georgia, Fayette County High School. He came up and cut the legs out from under Durant.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle. There was no hesitation. It looked like we had a little bit of room there for a moment, then all of a sudden great closing speed.
A loss of about 4 on the play, so 2nd and 14. Shorter back at its own 47 now. They'll have to get to the plus 39 for the 1st down. 2 receivers to either side. They'll throw the little flare out outside, kind of a long screen, I guess you could almost call it, and the pass gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so they'll pick up about 4 yards there. That was McGill with the catch. The receivers took off downfield, but he just bubbled back on the outside and waited for the ball.
Yeah, just a quick little fast screen, and we missed the initial DB that came in and tried to blow it up, and then nice job by avoiding him and getting some yards.
Similar to basically the first pass thrown in the game by Brown today. Brown 9 of 12 now for 147 yards. Actually, they'll update 10 of 13 for 152 and a long of 58.
Well, Erskine's sitting on the sticks right now. We need to push him deep and throw underneath.
2 receivers to the right on this 3rd down and 9. Brown back to pass, looking downfield, has his man caught and down at the 31-yard line. Another stretching out parallel to the ground grab. This time it's McGill who comes up with it. He'll hit the turf, but he's got the 1st down.
This may be one of the best days I've seen by Shorter receivers and catching the ball.
And Brown has has looked well so far. Handoff left side. That's going to be Holland back into the game. He'll find his way back to the line of scrimmage. Got bumped several times as he tried to angle toward the boundary, but I don't know if any pickup at all on that one. I don't think so.
Because, there's been probably 4 or 5 of these passes that they've really had to stretch to make the catch. I mean, they're not easy catches, everyday catches, and they've just done a nice job.
Kamado on the tackle for Erskine. Now Shorter with a 2nd down and 10. They're at the plus 32-yard line, driving left to right, off the left hash, and lead it by 21. High snap, pulled down, is put into the belly of the running back, Holland. He'll try to push his way on the right side. He might pick up 1 yard, but that's about it, down to the 31.
Yeah, again, it was another wide zone play, and, it's kind of been feast or famine with that play.
In odd-numbered quarters, it doesn't work. In the even-numbered quarters, it has so far. Shorter had some success with it back in the second quarter. 3rd down, 9 now. Shorter, 5 of 8 on the afternoon. Amari Morrow and Mosteller line up as wide receivers to the near side. That's the short side of the field. And Shorter's on the right hash. Brown with a 3rd down and 9 facing him.
Fumble.
He'll fumble the snap. He'll pick it up. He'll scramble forward. He'll pick up a couple to the 29-yard line. But that will leave Shorter with about 8 to go for the first down. Actually, not quite that much.
Yeah, that was a bad snap. I don't know if he drug it on the turf or if it hit his thigh or what, but I guess that's the first miscue we've had, right? Quarterback center.
Yes, I would say so. There were a couple in the first half snaps that might have been a little high, but I'm saying face mask level. That's not bad at all. Well, that will leave Shorter with a 4th down and 7 to go. Hawks with the ball at the 29. They'll go for it from here. On the afternoon, the Hawks are 2 for 2. 3 receivers left. Deedle is the inside receiver of that bunch. Throwing, he's got a man. That's going to be Mosteller. He's at the 25-yard line, but he'll be well short of the first down. They needed 7. They got about 3.5 on the play. Mosteller looked kind of like the check down guy on that as he tried to work his way to the outside, but too much gold and wide in front.
Yeah, he ran what you call a whip route. He worked inside, then went back out, but that's one of those, they were looking for the completion and the run afterwards.
The plot thickens, though. There is a penalty on the play. All right, the mic broke up. It was an ineligible man downfield. That was on Shorter's. They said 77. That's Thomas Iorillo, graduate student out of Kennesaw and Harrison High School. So that goes for naught. And it was going to be a turnover on downs anyway. Yeah. There was no first down gain, so nothing really lost there other than Shorter loses the football one way or the other there. 28-7, Hawks on top. 2:07 to go in the third quarter. Wake Forest put away Vanderbilt today. I think that closes out the ACC scoreboard we were looking at earlier. 28-7 here. Erskine with the football again, though. Pender looking into the sun. He's got 2 backs in the backfield stacked to his left. Handoff. That's Samuels. He goes forward. He gets driven down into the turf. At kind of a high-low move. One of the Shorter Hawk defenders had fallen down and became the postman, and somebody drove him over, and now the man making the tackle, and I cannot see the number at this point, is down on the turf. They hit the ground hard. Both of them did. And the Atrium Health Floyd athletic trainers go out to take a look, and cannot see the number of the Shorter player. I think I know what the injury is, though, and we're just going to say a lower body injury. To the sideline, and we'll leave it at that. 1:57 to go in the third quarter. And so Shorter, Bethea, Henry, looking at who's up front.
Kevin, Meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom? Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Miami still leading Texas A&M 21-17. Washington up over Tulsa 14-3 early. Tennessee and Austin Peay tied 3-3 with 5:50 remaining in the first quarter. No score yet in the second quarter now.
Whatever they went through together.
One. In the closing moments of the third quarter, Pender claps his hands, calls for the ball, hands off to the second man, too. That's Samuel. Oh, he's got a huge opening to the left side, to the 40, breaks outside to the 50, runs out of bounds, kind of reached back like he was grabbing something, like he hurt something, and now, he seems to be jogging off okay, but as he crossed the 50-yard line,
he grabbed his hamstring.
Yeah, it almost looked like he reached back, but
he's jogging.
Anyway, a big run. And now he hits the turf. So, and now he hops back up.
I'm better. Nope.
And now he's back down. And not to mock that. That's literally what's happening right now. He reaches back as he's running, and like he was going to grab.
Something, pull something.
Right.
That's what it looked like. And then he headed for the sideline and kind of went out.
Right.
And
by the way, that's a 26-yard rush. But headed back, got almost to the hashes across the way, and then hit the turf and kind of sprawled out a little bit. Got back up and then rolled over and hit the turf again. Now he's up and walking under his own power back to the sideline. It is a little steamy out today. It's a little sticky, around 77 degrees, but the humidity is about the same, so that's a little uncomfortable. But not like the 100 degrees we had for so much of camp this fall. First and 10 after that 26-yard run where he went out of bounds. Samuels did. Now two receivers to the right, one to the left. Wilson again to this left side. Low snap, picked up, handed to Lucky. They're trying to go for a reverse. Nothing's happening there. They'll fumble the football, and Shorter might have gotten on it. We'll wait on him to unpile because one of the receivers got back into the fray trying to come up with a football. We'll see what happens. Nope, it's going to be Erskine football. Looked like they were setting up the reverse, but Shorter had blown it up with penetration coming through. I didn't catch the number.
I saw it. It was either a safety or it was one of our safeties that came in and blitzed and hit it right in the mouth.
And Henry was nearby also. Yeah. He might have been one of the ones diving down for the ball, actually. He does not come up with it. A loss of 12 on the play as they'll back up across the 50 now, back to their own 43-yard line. The line to gain is the plus 35. Snap is back. Pender looks, throws, has his man on the boundary, caught on the stop route on the sidelines at the 49-yard line. Nice toe-tapping job to make sure the feet were in bounds, and it's going to be a pickup of about 8 yards. Third down now. Still a long ways to go. Maddox Jackson and on the stop across the way. Now Lucky to the sideline, and a new back comes in. That's Johnson. Three receivers to the left for this third down and 15 play. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters of college football in the city of Seven Hills, and the Shorter Hawks lead the Erskine College Flying Fleet 28-7. Back for the fourth quarter after these messages on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
Welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter action set to take place. Hawks lead the Fleet 28-7 here on MCN. Glad to have you with us this afternoon. Looking at the third quarter stats, Shorter with 17 first downs to Erskine's 10. Shorter has rushed 36 times for 155 yards. Erskine 24 for 88, but 26 of them came on that last run by Samuels before he was injured. Passing, the Hawks have 12 catches for 171 yards. Erskine has 12 catches for 86 yards. And then overall, Shorter 51 snaps for 326 yards. Erskine 43 for 174. And for the Hawks, who really didn't get it in gear last week against Samford, this has been a nice afternoon.
Yeah, they've really been efficient and just had a couple of drives that's kind of stalled. But outside of that, I mean, they have moved the ball.
Third down now, and 15 to go. We're at midfield. The team's basically just turned around and faced the other direction.
Mike, I know you said it. How many times have we punted? Twice?
Punts. One punt for 45 yards.
That's what I thought. Every possession. Yeah.
And
and no turnovers, right?
No turnovers. Erskine is the only team to put the ball on the ground.
But we did have a fourth down conversion, right, that we didn't get.
Right, that is correct. Turnover
so
on
we've
downs.
had 2 stops. Outside of that, we've been very efficient.
Right. Erskine has punted 4 times for a 35-yard average. Brown 12 of 15 passes for 171 yards. Pender 12 of 19 for 86. A long look to the sidelines now with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Erskine driving left to right. As Shorter showing blitz from a safety. Now he'll back up a little bit. Now he's coming as Pender drops back. He's got time. He's looking deep. Has a man who is open, but the ball hangs up into the air at the 10-yard line, and that's going to cause an interference penalty. The intended receiver was Ingram. He was running, looking back into the sun for the ball, which held up into the air, and that allowed the Shorter defender, Lowe, I believe it was, to run into him as he's just looking at the receiver.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. You know, you've got to look back, but
that's a darned if you do, darned if you don't.
That's exactly right. We got a man down.
And Shorter, there is a player down back at the 37-yard line. He's lying on his back with the training staff from Erskine taking a look at him. So unfortunately, the penalty is going to extend the drive. Same thing happened last week, and I believe it was Lowe who was victimized again last week on a interference penalty where Samford was about to give up the ball after a 3rd and long play, but there was a defensive holding call. I think it was against Lowe. Don't hold me to that.
After the penalty, 1st and 15.
So you hear David White say that Erskine will get the football. The 15-yard step off puts them exactly where they needed to get for the first down, to the 35-yard line. You know, we talked about the first half was about an hour and 6 minutes or so. That third quarter seemed like it took about that same amount of time. Never mentioned it going fast because that puts the brakes on everything. I did it to myself. 14:53. We're 1 snap into the fourth quarter here at Barron Stadium. Sun really starting to bake the sidelines in the field right now. Shorter, still the 4-2 look. 2 safeties deep with a nickel corner to the top because that's where 2 receivers are. Motion over and back by the tight end, Dameron. They'll run the option to the near side. Nothing happening there. Shorter just standing there waiting on that one as Pender kept it and ran into Bonds and it got the worst of that. Pender's a little slow getting up too.
Yeah, it looked like his cleats caught in the ground or something. Right. It looked weird the way he fell.
Right. Bonds there to clean it up. And I looked away briefly.
Probably jammed his knee into the turf, probably.
Hey, it's one of those, something just didn't quite look right. Swapping receivers now as Pender tries to get set. He's got his back behind him. Lucky, I believe that is. can't see the number. There it is, 33. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Pass throws to the right side through the hands of the intended receiver. That was Ingram once again, but he turned back and looked directly into the sun. He might have got an assist on that miss because he got his hands out and the ball went pretty much cleanly through him. At least that's what I remember seeing.
Yeah, we're getting some pressure on him right now, too.
And also a little banged up, Pender is.
Yeah, we had a couple players introduce themselves to him right there.
12 of 20 for 86 yards. He's a 3-year starter, but not having a great start to this season so far. 28-7, Shorter on top as timeout because the play clock was down to 9, and it looked like Erskine was nowhere near getting the play started. The center judge points toward the clock, and the referee says reset the play clock. So they've got a fresh 22 now to work with. 2 receivers to either side, one stacked behind the other, and a pistol formation. Pender with his toes on the 41-yard line, and now movement up front.
That was the center.
You take that long, people start getting antsy.
That's right.
And the play clock had gotten down to 2 seconds even after the reset. That's a long time to stand there swatting over the ball.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, in your mind, you kind of have an idea of what the timing's supposed to be.
And so the 5-yard step off for procedure. Garrido was listed as the starter at center for the day. I think he's still in, but my view is obscured by a couple of people. No, I don't believe that is he anymore. That's not him. Now, off 3rd down and 15, rolling to the left, throwing, has a man complete at the 18-yard line and falling out of bounds. That's Wilson on the far side of the field. He made the grab. There were a couple of defenders in front of him and one Shorter defender behind him. He just found that window to sit down.
Yeah, ran a cell route on the outside and just found the window and sat down and kind of bent our Achilles a little bit, these 3rd and longs.
So another 3rd down conversion. 5 of 11 now on 3rd downs this afternoon. Play action pass on 1st down and 10. Thrown on the slant route. Broken up on the near side. Had a receiver who was breaking open toward the goal line. That was Ingram again. But coming in to break up the pass, Tobias Lewis with the coverage. He got a hit on the receiver, knocked the ball free.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Lewis. It looked like he got a hit and then also stripped the ball too. So because the receiver had gotten inside position, just running kind of a skinny post, and he got the inside position, but Lewis did a nice job getting long and breaking that up. 2nd down and 10 to go. Receivers getting tangled up trying to get in alignment. This is not a legal formation.
3 receivers to the right and an H-back there. They didn't have enough men on the line, did they? They had 6 on the line. Spinning to the right side, Johnson. He will break free, goes across the 20 down to the 19-yard line and gets wrapped up and hit hard and put down there, too. Yeah, they had one. They did not have a tight end on the line. There was 5 linemen and 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Well, that's 6. No, it's supposed to be 7, isn't it?
Well, it depends. If I couldn't tell if the number 2 receiver out here was on the line or not. The outside receiver was. The inside I thought was off, and if he was off, then that was illegal. But
they ran the football. They'll pick up. They got nothing. They got back to the line of scrimmage. I had originally said that the line of scrimmage was the 18-yard line on the pass, but turns out they spotted it at the 19. Hawks have a player down on the field, and that is, for Shorter, that is Hunter Hodson, who was injured. We called his name a lot in the first half.
Yeah, and very active.
He'll kind of, he moves under his own power, but he will limp to the sidelines and sit down almost instantly as the Atrium Health Floyd training staff comes out to take a look at him. Now back to action, 3rd down and 10. 5 of 11 on 3rd downs this afternoon. 2 receivers and an H-back to the right. Now they'll have 7 on the line of scrimmage with 1 receiver across the way. Press coverage up there for Shorter. That's where the pass is going. Pender looking for the fade route into the end zone. Receiver goes up. The ball is batted around, knocked down. It was Trey Thomas on coverage. The intended receiver, I believe that's Wilson over there. He had moved to that side in the formation, or he's been on the left all day. He goes up I thought he was going to pull that ball down.
I did too, and Lewis just kept fighting with his hands and finally got that ball knocked loose.
And so the Hogs will break up that third down pass into the end zone. Fourth down now and 10 to go, as Erskine is 1 of 2 on the afternoon. And again, they're taking their time. They're not even in the formation. The play clock is down to 14 seconds. Clock had stopped on the incompleted pass at 12:59. 3 receivers left, 1 back in the backfield to the right of Pender. He's got an H-back on the left side, as they'll try to run the option to the near side.
Fourth down. Okay.
Erskine calls timeout. The play clock had bled down again.
Yeah, it was fourth and 10 and running speed option.
They were running speed option to the near side. There were 2 receivers across the way.
Yeah.
They were both on the line of scrimmage, so the inside guy was ineligible there. And then they tried to come back with a running back speed option to the right side on 4th and 10. I wonder if somebody forgot what down it was.
That's what I was
It can happen. So that'll stop it. Erskine calls timeout right as the ball was being snapped, so they'll save that. We'll keep it here with 12:57 to go in the game and a 28-7 lead. While there's a stoppage, let's take a look at some scores around the country. Let's see what's happening in Knoxville. Still 3-3 at the end of the first quarter. Austin Peay and Tennessee tied up. Appalachian State and North Carolina finally got things going. The Mountaineers lead the Tar Heels 9-7 in the second quarter. Oklahoma on the board against SMU in the first, 7-0. Oklahoma on top. Duke, number 21 in the land. They lead Lafayette. The Leopards, 7-0. Let's see where else. Washington up over Tulsa, 22-3. Miami, 8:55 to go in the third. The Hurricanes lead Texas A&M 28-20. Ole Miss now leading Tulane 20-17 in New Orleans. As that's the first time, I think Tulane's first time they've hosted a ranked team since the 30s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And 11:23 to go in that one. And then Michigan, 35-0 in the fourth quarter over UNLV. That's the FBS top 25 scoreboard. Red Hat still out on the field, but both teams ready to go. 12:57 remaining in this one. 28-7, Hawks on top, but this is probably the best. I won't say it's the best drive. It's been kind of awkward, and there have been some strange things happening, but deepest penetration, I guess, for Erskine here since the first quarter, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we gave up a couple, or at least one big third down play and a penalty too, right? We've had a penalty, we've had a penalty and a big completion.
Fourth down, 10 to go. The ball at the 19-yard line on shorter side of the field. Driving left to right, Pender. Behind his center in the shotgun with a back to his left. 2 receivers to either side. They'll drop back. Here comes pressure. He's going down. Back at the 26-yard line. Pender goes down. Shorter had pressure coming through. Bethay and Henry both getting back there. Shorter also had Spurrier in the ballpark, and Pender got up a little slowly that time. He's been banged up.
I tell you what, how fast was that front right there? I mean, they were on him before he could ever really get to his plant foot.
It's a shotgun snap, and they were back there before he had the ball.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and that is outstanding.
It's a great takeoff.
Yep.
Great takeoff.
Great job. And so they'll credit Henry officially with the sack. Our statistician team will. And the Shorter Hawks take over with the football. Brown still in at quarterback, getting his first start today for the injured Harold Cook. 3 receivers to the right, handoff to the middle. That's Holland back in the game. He gets spun around and backs his way to the 30-yard line before he's hit by 3 of the defenders. Caleb Gleason in on the tackle for Erskine. That's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards. Oh, they'll stretch it out a little further. They'll say the 30. So 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6 upcoming.
4 yards, 2nd and 6 at the 30.
12:27 and counting. I don't know if you have a 12-minute offense to try to bleed the clock out, but I think Blake Roblaze will try to do it, and Zach Morrison, the head coach, will certainly oblige or appreciate it. Well, here's a pass thrown. It's another screen pass out to the far side. It is caught by McGill. He gets some blocking this time. He'll take off. He gets out of bounds at the 35, maybe the 36-yard line across the way. Oh, no, they're going to say he stepped out just shy of the 35-yard line. It is going to be short of the first down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Hogs will have a third down and about 1.5 yards to go is what it looks like. Yep, the ball is resting with its nose right on the 35. They'll have to get just shy of the 32 for the first down. Third down and short. Shorter 5 of 9 on the afternoon. On third downs, 2 tight ends in the game, 2 receivers to the left. Handoff into the middle. That's Holland. He gets a push, but not enough. Erskine comes back and gets the extra push this time and will drive Holland back further. And the Hawks didn't get the movement they needed right there. We may see the second punt of the afternoon, depending on the spot. It's going to be short, just by inches, though, according to the down marker guy across the way. Our official, referee David White, holds his fist into the air, indicating fourth down. Shorter on the field, looking like they're going to go for it. Clock continues to run at 11 minutes. Statement time. Shorter saying, we've got to get this.
Run behind Needle.
Yep. So Erskine creeping up on fourth down and inches. They may try to draw him off sides as well. Long look back to the sideline. Play clock goes to 0. And so Shorter will likely take the penalty and then punt the ball away. Erskine did not flinch, literally. Shorter does not take the timeout, and they'll back up, and we will see punter Wyatt Walters for the second time this afternoon. David White's microphone not quite working up to par this afternoon. 10:42 to go. As Walters comes in. One punt this afternoon for 45 yards. Yvonne will snap it from the 31. Ball will go into the air from around the 19. Right-footed punter. Snap comes in number high. Kick is away. End over end kick is going to be caught at the 32 and returned the far side of the field. Across the 41-yard line it'll go. The return, that is, across the way. And Erskine will take over now, 1st and 10 from there. 10:21 to go in the game. Shorter is up 28-7. Now is the time to finish. You want your defense to come in, get that 3 and out, and your offense to go down and get one more score just to say we finished the game like we wanted.
That's right. That's exactly right.
If you were with us some 6 hours ago when we started our pregame show, it seems like. No, I guess it was 5 hours ago. Coach Morrison talked in the pregame interview about finishing. That was the motto this week. We've got to finish, and we want to dominate too. So that's what Shorter will be trying to do here as we close out this game. Pender back in. No, it's not Pender at quarterback, as the speed option goes to the far side of the field. Quarterback keeps it, runs across the way. Did not have a player to play quarterback, or at least make the stat page last week. This is Austin Parker, a redshirt junior from East Hall High School. Grew up in Lula, Georgia. So Parker in at quarterback. Now he goes around the left end. So Milton Adams flagged for a face mask at the end of the play. And Parker, who had about a 4-yard run there, will engineer a first down by way of the penalty. And it's first down at Shorter's 40. So Parker in, no stats on the season on the new quarterback, and Pender had taken a beating a little bit here in the afternoon, especially that last sack.
Yeah, he got up easily. Yeah. I mean, gingerly so.
He was hit hard. A couple of yards there on the run into the middle that time for Erskine. So second down and 8 upcoming. 9:46 remaining in the ball game. And several new players in for Erskine. So we'll work that in at running back now is De'Aris Hazel. He'll get the handoff. Hazel will. Breaks a tackle. He goes into the middle of the line. He'll drive his way down to the 35-yard line before he's finally collared by the Shorter defense. Off the bottom of the pile, Tony Bethea. Called his name a few times today. The senior out of Waycross. Third down and 5 to go.
Yeah, the defensive line, they've been pretty active today. You know, we've got some nice pressure with the on the quarterback and pass the game.
Motion back and forth across the formation from behind the offensive lineman. Now setting there, dropping back to pass, stepping up into the pocket, and now taking off and running across the 30 to the 25, down to the 20-yard line, and out of bounds across the way goes Parker, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, and it came from the secondary, so I'm not sure what.
And the preliminary signal is holding on Shorter on a running play. So this one will be interesting. I did not catch the number. It sounded like he said 17, I think.
Yeah, it was deep. I mean, I'm not sure.
If that were correct, then that's Hugh Barbie, the transfer from Mississippi College. You don't see many defensive holding calls on run plays.
I know it.
8.5 minutes remaining. Erskine threatening. They're inside the 10 with a first down and goal to go. Handoff. Lucky. Right side. Still pushing. Still pushing. He's down to the 5. Nobody can get him to the ground. Finally, he will go down. That was just a mob of humanity down there with all the gold players, gold-helmeted players, and all the white-helmeted players standing around each other, moving the pile.
Yeah, it was just the inside zone. But, yeah, like you said, everybody just kind of ran into each other, and it was a big push.
So the pickup goes down to the 6.5-yard line. Second down and goal to go from there. Under 8 minutes remaining. Shorter tries to get the defensive line set. Now, as Parker hands off again. No, he'll keep it off the option. He's going to run to the right side. He gets caught from behind and taken down at the 5-yard line. And the Shorter Hawk, who made the tackle, is now down on the field. Kind of reached toward his right knee. Nope, it's going to be a cramp.
Mike, still tied in Knoxville. 3-3 in the second.
3-3 in the second. We've got a media timeout here with an injured player on the field.